Let's get straight to it. Number 10, the tax system that's designed to confuse you. You graduate high school knowing the Pythagorean theorem, the chemical formula for water, and the date of the Battle of Hastings, but you have absolutely no idea how to file your taxes. Not a clue. You're thrown into the world of W-2s, 1099s, deductions, and tax brackets with zero preparation. And here's the thing, the tax system isn't complicated by accident. It's complicated on purpose. The tax preparation industry spends millions lobbying to keep the tax code complex. Companies like Intuit and H&R Block don't want you to know that the IRS already has most of your financial information. They could easily send you a pre-filled tax return, but that would cost them billions. So instead, you're left guessing, panicking, and paying someone to do something the government could do for free. The fix is to educate yourself. Free resources like the IRS Free File program exist. You can file your federal taxes for free if you earn under a certain amount, about $79,000. And even if you earn more, Free File Feeable Forms works for anyone. The rich know this. They've been using free tools and professional loopholes for years. You're not helpless. You're just uninformed. And that's exactly how they want you to stay. Number 9. The negotiation skills that could make you thousands. You've never been taught how to negotiate. Not your salary, not your rent, not the price of a used car. You walk into a job interview, they offer you a number, and you say, okay, because you're too scared to ask for more. And that fear is exactly what companies rely on. A study by Carnegie Mellon found that people who negotiate their starting salary earn an average of $7,500 more in their first year alone. Over a career, that adds up to over $600,000. But schools don't teach you this because it's not in their interest. They need you to be compliant, not confident. The fix is to learn the basics of negotiation. Know your value, be willing to walk away, and always anchor high. The first number you hear sets the range. Don't give them a number first. Make them offer, and always ask for more. The worst thing that happens is they say no. The best thing that happens is you earn thousands more every single year, starting right now. Your fear is their profit margin. Number 8, the power of compound interest. You've heard the phrase compound interest before, but you probably don't know how it actually works. You think it means saving money for retirement. That's part of it, but here's what they didn't tell you. Compound interest can work against you just as powerfully as it works for you. Credit card debt compounds daily. If you carry a balance, you're paying interest on the interest you already owe. That $5 latte you put on your card could end up costing you $15 by the time you pay it off. The rich use compound interest to their advantage. They invest early and often. A 20-year-old who invests $5,000 a year until 60 will have over $1 million by retirement. Someone who starts at 30 would need to invest almost twice as much every year just to catch up. The difference is time. Time is the only resource you can't buy more of. And schools don't teach you this because they need you to be a good consumer, not a good investor. They need you to spend, not save. They need you to borrow, not build. Your debt is their profit. Your ignorance is their interest rate. Number 7, the art of saying no. You've been taught to say yes. Yes to the teacher. Yes to the boss. Yes to the customer. But nobody taught you how to say no. And that's by design. The modern workplace runs on guilt. You're constantly asked to do more with less. Stay late, work weekends, take on extra projects, and you're expected to say yes out of fear. You say yes because you're afraid of being seen as difficult or replaceable. The reality is that saying no is a superpower. It's not about being rude. It's about protecting your time and energy. The most productive people in the world say no far more often than they say yes. They know that every yes to something insignificant is a no to something important. Schools don't teach this because they need you to be a worker, not a creator. They need you to follow instructions, not set boundaries. Saying no is the first step toward freedom. It's the difference between being a servant to your calendar and being its master. Number 6, personal branding. You've been told your whole life that hard work is enough. Show up, do your job, keep your head down, and you'll be rewarded. That's a lie. The world doesn't reward hard work. It rewards visibility. If nobody knows what you're doing, it doesn't matter how good you are. Your boss isn't tracking your every move. They're tracking their own career. If you want to get promoted, you need to be seen. That means building a personal brand, even inside a company. It means documenting your wins, sharing your progress on LinkedIn, and making sure the people who decide your future know exactly what you bring to the table. The wealthy know this. They don't just work. They document their victories, they share their insights, and they make sure their name is associated with success. And they've been doing it for centuries. They understand that your reputation is more valuable than your resume. Your network is more powerful than your degree. And your visibility is more important than your effort. The quiet worker doesn't get promoted. The visible one does. Number 5, the ability to learn on your own. Schools teach you to memorize, not to learn. You study for the test, you pass, and you forget everything 2 weeks later. Nobody taught you how to teach yourself. And that's because self-directed learning makes you dangerous to the system. If you can learn anything on your own, you don't need anyone to tell you what to do. You can adapt, pivot, and grow without waiting for permission. The wealthy are autodidacts. They read, they experiment, and they fail forward. They don't wait for a course or a certificate. They just start. The fix is simple. Start learning something new today. Pick a topic, find free resources, and commit to 30 minutes a day. Your future self will thank you. Don't wait for permission. Just start. The internet is the greatest library in human history, and it's free. There is no excuse for ignorance anymore. The only barrier is your own discipline. Number 4, the art of persuasion. You think persuasion is manipulation. You think it's about tricking people into doing what you want. But the best persuasion is about helping people see what they already want. It's about framing, empathy, and clarity. Every leader, every entrepreneur, every successful person is a master persuader. They know how to craft a message that resonates. They know how to speak to what people value. And they know how to build trust. Schools don't teach this because they need you to be a follower, not a leader. They need you to accept authority without question, but you can learn persuasion. It's a skill, not a talent. Read books like Influence by Robert Cialdini and Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Watch TED Talks. Practice with friends. Your ability to persuade will determine your ability to succeed. The person who can communicate wins. The person who can't loses. It's that simple. Number 3. The difference between working hard and working smart. You've been told to work hard. You've been told to grind, hustle, and never stop. But hard work without strategy is just exhaustion. The rich don't work harder. They work smarter. They automate, delegate, and focus on the 20% of tasks that generate 80% of their results. They don't check email for the first 2 hours of their day. They don't attend meetings that could have been emails. They understand that busyness is a mental trap designed to keep you distracted. The fix is to audit your week and cut out the noise. Focus on what moves the needle. Everything else is just busy work. Being busy isn't being productive. It's just being busy. And busy people don't build empires. They build someone else's. The difference between a millionaire and a worker is often just a matter of focus. One understands leverage. The other understands labor. Number 2, emotional regulation. Nobody teaches you how to handle stress, anxiety, or failure. You're supposed to just figure it out. And when you can't, you're told you're weak. The reality is that emotional regulation is a skill, and it's one of the most important predictors of success. The wealthy understand that panic doesn't help. They've trained themselves to pause, breathe, and respond rather than react. They practice stoicism, mindfulness, and reframing. They know that failure isn't the end of the world. It's just data. The fix is to start small. Breathe deeply when you feel overwhelmed. Write down what you're feeling. Reframe your anxiety as excitement. It's a skill, and like any skill, you can learn it. The people who can control their emotions control their lives. The people who can are controlled by them. It's not about being emotionless. It's about being in charge of your emotions instead of the other way around. Number 1, the ability to think critically. You've been told what to think, not how to think. You've been trained to accept information, not to question it. And that's the most dangerous skill gap of all. Critical thinking is the ability to separate fact from fiction, to spot bias, and to question the source of your information. It's the foundation of everything else. Without it, you're just a passenger. The wealthy don't accept things at face value. They dig, they question, they verify. They know that information is power, but only if you know how to use it. The fix is to start asking why. Why was this information presented? Who benefits from me believing this? What evidence is missing? Those questions will change your life. Your ability to think critically is your ultimate defense against being manipulated. It's the only armor you'll ever need. In a world of algorithms, propaganda, and AI-generated content, critical thinking isn't optional anymore. It's survival. The system wants you to be confused, distracted, and compliant. The antidote is to think for yourself. That's it for this video. More on the way. Subscribe to catch them.